had any success. Well, I just,
It's
yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Hmm.
Yep. So that's
Woohoo!
good.
All right, we are off and running. Welcome, everybody. A second welcome. My name is Jo. I'm also one of the team leaders, and I'm going to be cooking tonight for you guys. Tonight is all around layered cooking and quick snacks. We really feel that your Thermomix is super versatile. It can do these all-in-one massive meals, cook all different layers and all different things at the same time, but it can also turn around and make you a snack in a matter of seconds. So we're going to show you both of those things. When we've been running these classes, we have had lots of requests for Varoma use. It seems to be something that every week someone says, can you guys do something else in your Varoma? So tonight, that's exactly what you're going to get from me. So before we get in and get started too much, first of all, if you are in a position to, please put your camera on. As someone who is cooking and talking,
We just lost your audio. Oh, are you back?
oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry. I'm not sure what happened, but I'm back, so that's good. Yeah, so we can't see you. It's really hard to know. Are you guys hearing what we're saying? Are you understanding? Is this landing with you? So please, if you can, pop your cameras on. As Heather mentioned before, keep yourself on mute unless you have a question, but please use the chat box. You are not interrupting us by using that chat box. It's actually really, really helpful. You're going to see myself cooking tonight, and you're going to see Tennille as well. But we also have other leaders here that are helping to answer questions in the chat. So please use it. Ask any question at any stage in that chat box, and use it to comment and chat throughout as well. So as we get into this, I want to know from all of you, so please get your fingers ready for the chat. Do you use your Varoma? Is there anybody here, and be brave, tell us, have you never used it? Or are you on a scale of 1 to 10, are you a 1 or a 10? Not much. Fantastic. Sometimes. Yes. Yes. Awesome. All right. Keep it coming. No. Okay. Hardly. Not as much as you'd like. All right. We've got a big range of people there. Awesome. Yes, a lot. I love it. Not at all. Okay. Well, I hope that by the end of tonight, you've at least got one recipe in mind to go and make. If it's not the one that I'm making, I will try my best to suggest other Varoma recipes. And I'm going to rely on all of you here. If you, while we're cooking tonight, think of a recipe in your Varoma that you make, that you love, suggest it in the chat for somebody else to try. Oh, and what's a Varoma? I love it. All right, let me get into this, and I'm going to show you what it's all about. So because we're on Zoom and we don't want to keep you on here all night, I have my dish started behind me, so I'm going to walk you through what we have going on and what the Varoma is and why you might want to use it. So depending on the model of Thermomix you have, your Varoma may look just like this black one behind me, or it might look slightly different, but every model of Thermomix has got a Varoma, and it all essentially does the same thing. It is a form of layered cooking up here on top of your Thermomix, or as Heather said, it's the steaming attachment up here. The TM7 Varoma, you'll see, is uniquely bigger and a slightly different shape to the other models. Of course, it's new and improved and a little bit better, but the Varoma in all your models is a really, really cool feature, and you definitely want to get comfortable with it and be using it. So the recipe I'm making tonight is a favorite. It is a great family meal for my family, but it's also an awesome meal prep. So if you are somebody who likes to get in and do a little bit of prep for the week ahead, it might be making dinner, it might be making lunches for yourself or your partner for the week. This is a fantastic one to do. It serves 6, and it's a great balance of veggies, proteins, carbs. It's a really, really good dish to do. So it's called the high protein paprika chicken with sweet potato mash and cashew cream. It is delicious. Now, to kick this one off, we put water in the mixing bowl. We put some stock in the mixing bowl, and that becomes the base for the rest of our entire meal. Then we pop our steaming basket in. So I'm going to pause this and show you how the layers work. I take my lid off here. You can see all the steam rise as I do that. This is layered cooking at its best. So in my steaming basket, right down in here, you'll see I've got sweet potato. 500 grams of sweet potato. So a steaming basket full of sweet potato, cooking in that beautiful stock water down the bottom. And then I put the lid on of my TM7 and I put my Varoma in place. And in here, I have chicken with a mix of paprika, garlic powder, salt, pepper, herbs, and some ghee, or I'm just going to use a bit of butter instead. So this all goes on and it kicks off for about 15 minutes of steaming. So my cook is partway through, so you guys aren't watching 15 minutes of that. So I'm going to keep my cook going. But that's the initial steps of your dish. In a minute, I'm going to come back and I'm going to add all my vegetables into the Varoma as well. And you're going to see how the rest of the dish evolves. Eventually, I'm going to end up with a beautiful balanced meal and it serves a heap of people. So there's a couple of little tweaks. If you've ever cooked with me, I'm not one to stick to a recipe. I do lots and lots of tweaking. If there is any other tweakers on here, I'd love to know. Pop it in the chat box. Are you a stick it to the recipe person or are you a make it your own and mix match? I can see some heads shaking. I love it. Fabulous. Fabulous. The good thing about the Thermomix is that it does work either way. You can stick exactly to the recipe. Your meals will turn out exactly how they're intended, but you can also get in and change them around as well. So I have added extra chicken, about 300 grams extra. The idea there is that I want about 50 grams extra per serve. So I've done a little bit of maths with it. I've put a kilo of chicken in that Varoma. It is going to need a little bit longer to cook. So I've calculated that in. And like always, cooking with your Varoma, cooking with your Thermomix, I'm still going to stop and check, particularly with chicken up in the Varoma. I will check it and make sure that it's cooked throughout, but I'm just guessing and adding an extra few minutes and seeing how it goes. So I have a bit extra chicken up the top. I'm using butter instead of ghee, and I just have whatever mixed herbs mixed in up the top. So that's cooking away. I'll do a couple other adjustments as we go through, but that is the basics of my dish tonight. You're going to keep jumping back to me throughout as I go through the other steps. You are going to see almost every thing, not mode, but certainly every attachment of the basic Thermomix attachments you're going to see in action. We've got the steaming basket, the Varoma. We're going to use the butterfly whisk. You get to see the whole lot tonight. So this is a really cool dish to show you how all of it works. You can use it all together to make one big dish. So while this is cooking away for another 5 minutes, Tennille has prepared some things to show you guys as well, some super quick things. So we might jump over to her.
Thanks, Jo. Let me just change the spotlight, if that will let me. Hang on. Excuse me, technical difficulties. There you go. Thanks, Tin.
Cool. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Tennille, another team leader for our wonderful Nourish branch. So the dish I'm starting with tonight is a really quick and easy one. It is called the chocolate feeder crowd cake. So this one, if you haven't made it before, literally feeds a crowd. And what I love about it is that you just chuck everything in, mix it up, in the tray it goes and into the oven. So the beauty with this recipe is that if at 8 o'clock at night you go to start doing lunchboxes and you see that there's nothing to put in it, you could quickly whip this cake up. It'll cool down overnight and then you can chop it up and pop it in the morning. So that's why this is a favourite for me. Also, it's quite versatile. So if you didn't want to do a slab cake, you could just use this as the basis for cupcakes. So if you have made this dish before, I'd love to know. Pop it in the chat if you've made it. If you haven't, well, this is one of the things that I love about being a consultant is that prior to being a consultant for 5 years, I thought I'd seen all the recipes and done them all. But it wasn't until I became a consultant that lots of really great tips from other consultants started being shared. So that's where I've picked up recipes like this over the years. I'd been cooking for 5 years and I'd never seen this recipe. So Love that for this. Now, what I've done to make things a bit easier too is I've actually just prepped all the ingredients. So I've got 2 jars. These are from the Mix Shop as well. They're the vacuum seal range. So I've got all my dry ingredients in one, all my wet in the other. And what I love about these jars too is that they're vacuum sealed. So if you don't have time to do it one night, you could prep these and just put them in the cupboard, and it's good to go whenever you need a chocolate cake in a hurry. Now, with this recipe, it does ask you to preheat the oven to 180 degrees and line your tin, which I've done over here. I've actually just used the Fira range. These are the like the baking dish. So you'll see these in the Host Reward catalogue, which we'll talk about later. I've just lined that with some baking paper. And then to help with keeping moisture in this cake, the recipe also asks to pop a tray additionally at the bottom of the oven with some water in it. And so as that water steams, it's going to help to keep that cake nice and moist. So as I said, with this recipe, it is literally put all the wet ingredients in first. So with the Team 7, it'll list everything for the step. So for this one, it's got all the ingredients there. So I'll just rattle off the wet ingredients for you. It's 80 grams of oil, 400 grams of water, some vanilla extract, 2 teaspoons, 40 grams of balsamic vinegar. If anyone in the chat can tell me why they think they add vinegar to this recipe, I'd love to know. So that's our wet stuff. So we'll pour that one all in. Obviously, I'm not individually weighing all these ingredients for the recipe because I've already got it good to go. Now, with the dry ingredients, we've got 2 teaspoons of bicarb soda, 400 grams of raw sugar, 510 grams of self-raising flour, 50 grams of Dutch cocoa powder, and a pinch of salt. Now, that definitely sounds like a lot of sugar, but bear in mind, it is a very big cake. This says it serves up to, I think it's 24 slices, but I'm sure you could get even more out of it. So pretty much all I'm doing now is just emptying all of the dry ingredients into this. So we pop it in without creating too much of an avalanche. Yeah. Then rather than ticking all the ingredients off, I can just hit next. And it is 30 seconds, speed 5. So super easy to make. You could quickly whip this together after dinner or even before dinner. Have any of you guys already made this cake and maybe used it in other ways as cupcakes or individual little cakes?
I have tin. I'm a big fan of getting my lunch boxes done very similarly to you. Usually after dinner at night, making a little treat, or early in the morning. And I often do cupcakes, or I have the mini loaf tins. And so sometimes I'll do little mini chocolate loaves as well, or even mini muffin tins. Anything that's a different shape is exciting. Yeah, those ones.
Yep. I'm actually using this for another recipe next. All right, so that's the 30 seconds done. So it is just asking to scrape down the sides. You have a quick look. It is a big volume of batter, but it still just needs another mix. So just going to pop. Actually, you know what? I think I figured it out. This has bicarb soda in it. I have a very teary child right now. What's the matter? Sorry. Pardon? You go to see Amelia. She can help you. This is the part I love about being a consultant and doing lives. I knew there was going to be a child at some point. Oh dear, the iPad is not working. Anyway, oh yeah, that's right. I have a revelation. This recipe had bicarb soda in it, and I said, why would it put balsamic vinegar? Yeah, keeping it real. So when vinegar hits bicarb, that is going to foam up. So I'm guessing that that is adding to the aeration in this recipe because I could see some bubbles in that mixture when I took the lid off. There you go. I figured it out. So now I've just got another 10 seconds, speed 6.
Jo, you'll let us know when you're ready for us to come back to you, won't you? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, this won't take much longer, which is good. All right. So that's it. A beautiful, thick, glossy, velvety cake mix. I'm getting applauded by the second child. Thank you, Amelia. She loves chocolate cake. And all we have to do now is pop this into that tray, and it goes into the oven. It says for 30 minutes. But I've also got the Thermomix sensor. So if you've never seen this before, you can pull out the sensor, and then the bottom of the sensor also acts as like a little holder. So you can also use this to detect the temperature in the cake. So what we do is we pop it in like that, and then we put it onto the side of the tray like that. So when I pour my batter into here, that will be reading the temperature of that batter, and it will send that information back to the Thermomix. So here where it says monitor with timer, I can tap that and say, no, I want to monitor with my sensor. I hit OK. And then I hit play on that. Oh, that shows you how to put it in. Anyway, so that's what I'll do. I'm going to pour the batter into the oven, and 30 minutes, we'll have a cooked cake. If Joe, you're ready to start your next bit, I can send them back over to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Chin.
Perfect. So my next step, you might have seen me just sneaking it in there, because this recipe has lots of steaming time. I'm just keeping it moving along. The next step for this one, as my chicken is almost cooked, was just to give it a stir through, make sure that my chicken is cooking evenly and tossing it around. So I've just done that while you guys were watching Tennille. And I also added in my vegetables. So the recipe calls for 250 grams of broccoli florets and 200 grams of fresh green beans. And you add these into the Varoma dish. So when you're cooking a layered meal like this, the recipe on Cookie Do will guide you to whether it's in the dish or in the tray, because different things at different times will cook it at different rates. And all of this has been triply tested in our recipe development kitchens. So if you follow the steps, that's why your recipe works out. Sometimes, particularly if you haven't used your Varoma, you may get halfway through and say, oh gosh, I've used the wrong thing, or you get a little bit confused. Don't worry, just go back through it and read it through. But this bottom part here is called your Varoma dish. This middle part is called your tray. So I'm going to give you a visual. This is my lid. Whenever you're using your Varoma, as it gets nice and hot and steamy, use this as a trivet. So I'm now going to stick, you can see on my bench there, the whole Varoma or the Varoma tray can go onto my lid, and then I'm not having a big messy patch on my bench. So my chicken has all been tossed. It's cooking away lovely. It's almost done. And then in here, I have all of my broccoli and beans. I was a little bit short on beans, so I've added in a bit of zucchini just to make up the volume, because I don't like to stick to the recipe. But you could pop in any green there. You could do extra broccoli. You could do Brussels sprouts. Anything will go in there. Or you could even, for a bit of colour, pop in some capsicum or anything like that. So super versatile as to what you can pop in. So this is cooking away. I've only got a few minutes left. Once this is finished cooking, I'm going to pull the vegetables out of here, and I'm going to pull the chicken out of here. They're cooked, and they're going to go aside. So I have here a thermo server. You guys may have seen these. These are a new product. We have had thermoservers forever with Thermomix. A lot of you guys probably have them. I'd love for you to pop in the chat if you do. We used to have old standard round and oval ones. We've had them forever. They're awesome, but these ones are brand new. They came out last year, and they are new and improved. So they're a slightly different shape, which is awesome. They have a better, thicker lid, which sits on flat, has a seal on it, and it doesn't warp or buckle over time, which is great. But it also has a clip on here so that you can transport it and you don't have any spills. As consultants, we're often transporting food in the car, whether it be to or from a demo or after a cooking class. And there is nothing worse than the dangerous trip with a whole thermoserver of soup on your front seat when the lid doesn't stay on. So these are an absolute lifesaver for us as consultants, but I'm sure for you guys, if you're ever transporting food to a friend's place or out to a dinner or anything, these are your absolute go-to. They will keep food hot for 2 hours, and I mean piping hot. 2 hours later, you pull the lid off, steam will still come off, your food will be super hot. They are awesome. And then in summer, they'll keep it cool for 2 hours. So super versatile. They are the best thing ever. So you may know, if you've been around Thermomix, that we do things called host rewards. And that is where you have a demo, and a demo might be something like this online, or it might be something in your own home. And you can unlock a host reward, which is a select catalogue of special items at a reduced price or free. So at the moment, we have these thermoservers. If we were to sell them, they'd retail for about $160, but we don't put them up for sale at all. There's only one way you can get them, and that is as a host reward. So you host a demo and you get one of these. Anybody guess what price you would get one of these for if you had a demo? Just for having a demo. You don't have to have anyone buy a Thermomix or anything. Have 2 friends over, have your consultant over, or maybe even hop online and do it. Free! Look at that. You guys have all been around here for a little while, haven't you? For the last couple of months, we have had this on, and it's on again for August. You get one of these for free, which is absolutely awesome. So, for all of you guys who are on here tonight, if that is something that has sparked your interest, we run these sessions. We've been running them once a fortnight. You have 2 friends that come and Zoom into the next one, and that's enough to get you one of these. It's a host reward. So it can be an online demo like this, and it is just as simple as having 2 friends Zoom in and watch. Or it might be a demo at your place, and your consultant comes over and you cook a couple of dishes. You use your Varoma, you do a quick snack. Maybe you make something that suits your dietary requirement or your family's needs, and that's enough to get you a free thermoserver. So that is something that is a pretty cool and special offer we have at the moment. We have got other items on there as well, so we'll go through them as we go through tonight. But this one here is my favorite. If you do not have one of these new ones, absolutely go and talk to your consultant and say, how can we make this happen? What is the easiest and quickest way that we can do a demo? Because there it can look so versatile depending on your time, your needs, what you want to learn about your Thermomix, who your friends are. We can really tailor it to suit you and the time that you have. So chat with your consultant, organise it, get yourself one of these for free, because I don't think they're going to be free forever. They haven't been free forever in the past. I don't think they're going to be for long, so get in and do it while they're here. All right, you can hear it dinging. It's done. So I have chicken and vegetables cooked. It has suggested on here to prolong for up to 2 minutes if it's not cooked. So, like always, double check. We have chicken up here. I have been checking throughout. I know it will be pretty well cooked. But if you're not sure, double check. Cut a piece open, whatever you need to do so you're confident. That looks pretty good to me. And my veggies didn't need much steaming, so they will be fine. All right, I'm going to, this gets a little bit messy, but add this into my thermoserver, if you can see there. I don't have a big kitchen for me, so it's a little bit messy to do, but that's okay. All right, chicken in. You can see this makes a lot of food. And I've done extra chicken, so big portions for me. All right, chicken in. Veggies are all cooked. Broccoli, zucchini, beans. They all go in here as well. I've already got like a full thermoserver of meat and veg, and I haven't even got to my mash or sauce yet. So if you've ever heard someone say, or you yourself have thought, I don't know that a Thermomix would feed my family, I'm not a small family, or we're all big eaters, don't worry. There is dishes just like this, and they will feed you. Don't worry. All right, I'm going to put this on here. Now, I'm going to walk through this. We're going to put this in a thermoserver. Now, we're going to take the simmering basket out. So, with your TM7, you get one of these spatulas. They're brand new, different to your TM6 and TM5 ones, in that they can stand up on your bench. Woohoo. But they also have a little piece here to keep them off the bench when you do put them down so you don't get mess all over your bench. They have a special piece in the bottom for getting dough out of your bowl. They are super, super handy. But most importantly, like your other ones, there's a little hook on here for getting your steaming basket out. If you've never used your steaming basket, your homework from tonight is to look up Cookie Doo and say steaming basket, go and find something that uses your steaming basket and use it, because it is an awesome piece of your Thermomix and you want to be making sure that you're getting the most out of it. So I'm going to use this hook on here, hook it in. It's a little bit awkward for me to do from the side. Let's see how we go. Hook it into my steaming basket and it comes out. So you might have seen there, a whole lot of hot water and steam just came out as I lifted this up. Definitely don't want to get your hands in here and try and pull it out. You will burn yourself. I'm telling you that from experience. Use the hook on here and pull it out this way. Let it have a little drain and then you can sit that to the side. So sweet potatoes there, that's all nice and cooked. Now we're going to transfer 250 grams of this liquid stock that's in here into a jug and set it to the side. So I have a jug right here handy. I'm going to pull my bowl off. I'm just going to stick my jug on the base of my Thermomix. I can stick it on there somewhere. And I'm going to hit the top button or the very top pull down and hit my scales. This is going to give me the room here to weigh out 250 grams of liquid. So for me, my Thermomix is a second pair of hands in my kitchen. It's my scales, it's my chopper, it's my grater, it's my mixer. It does everything. It doesn't always make a recipe from start to finish, but it is like a second pair of hands. So there's my 250 grams. Well, that can come off. And I click back up here, back into my recipe, exactly where I'm up to. So super easy to jump in and out. I apologize, you can't see my screen. Fantastic. All right, now we get rid of the liquid in here. So I'm going to just tip this down the sink. And without cleaning the mixing bowl, I love that step that says it. Sorry, guys, can't see. My camera is moving me all around trying to follow me. All right, without cleaning the mixing bowl, I'm going to put in all of these things to make a delicious cashew cream sauce. Oh, gosh. All right, you can see. There we go. Okay, so I need cashews. It calls for raw cashews, but I'm using roasted. Whatever you have, it all works pretty good. So empty bowl, I'm putting my cashews in, about 60 grams of cashews. And then it calls for chicken stock. Again, if you scroll up in the chat, I put this recipe in just a few comments back. It's called the high protein paprika chicken with cashew cream sweet potato mash. Have a look, you'll see it in there. All right, now we need chicken stock. I use good old veggie stock in everything. You can, of course, use chicken stock, but it really is something that you can. Vegetable stock is so versatile. Yeah, same. I find lots of people use this. It's super versatile and it goes in everything. But if you have chicken stock done, by all means, use it. It has got a lovely flavour as well. Stock in. It calls now for salt and pepper. I'm not going to put much salt in because my stock was nice and salty and I put a little bit extra. But a little bit of pepper in. And about half a teaspoon of paprika. I love paprika, so I'm certainly not measuring it. I'm just going to tip a little bit in. And now we put in our 250 grams of reserved cooking liquid. This is basically just water with stock, but it also has some of the flavors from measure with my heart, absolutely. This has some of the flavor from the sweet potato, but also from the chicken and the ghee and everything in here. So this is like super flavorsome, almost like a broth, and I'm going to tip that in. All right. Now, I will stop here for 1 second. If you do not have vegetable stock, you need to go and make this. It will make such a difference in your dishes, but particularly something like this. Your sauce will not have the flavor it needs. Your sweet potato won't have the same flavor. This is like liquid gold. So if you haven't made this, send your consultant a message tonight and say, what's this vegetable stock all about? And they can tell you. But go and search it on Cookie Do, vegetable stock paste. Go and make it. It is super quick and easy to make. It is not hard at all, but it is a super important step and it does make a big difference. So please go and make it if you don't have it. All right, now, lid on. And we're going to blend this for 1 minute, speed 9. Need my little measuring cap on. This is going to be noisy, so you won't hear much from my end while this goes. 1 minute.
Tin, have you got a minute to show? Should we use that minute for you? Yeah? Sorry, Joe, we'll come back to you in a sec.
Yeah, I can just talk about what I'm going to cook this next dish in, if that works.
Perfect.
So I'm doing the zucchini cheddar slice. Now, I do feel that your stock standard zucchini slice can get a bit boring, maybe not so flavoursome. But then I stumbled across this one. I think, again, another consultant made it, and I saw it and went, I've never seen that before. So many ways of getting inspired is through joining this community, which is what I love. Anyway, this one says you can just cook it in a big tray, which is fine, but I love cooking things so that they are ready to go. So with this zucchini slice, I actually use it for breakfast because quite often I'm eating in the car, which is not great. But by using the, sorry, Kim, trying to read and talk, shouldn't do that. By using these, this is like the mini loaf pan. Again, it's from the mix shop or mini loaf trays. These are silicone, so it's really easy to pop your little zucchini slices out when it's cooked and they're already portioned and I don't have to cook it. So it's just another time-saving thing that I like. It might take a little bit more time to pour the mixture into it after I've mixed it together, but then I know once we're cooked, we're done. It just needs to cool down and then they freeze really well. I just pull them out in the morning when I need them, reheat them, and I'm good to go for brekkie. Obviously, they're also very school safe as well. Like there's no nuts or any allergens in this. I mean, other than, things like dairy, but that's not as big of an allergen as gluten or nuts, I suppose. So that's my 1 minute of chatterboxing.
Amazing. Thanks. We'll jump back to Joe.
I love it. I love it. All right, so my sauce is finished blending. I'm still blown away by the power of the Thermomix. To have an appliance in my kitchen that is so bloody powerful that it can make this creamy sauce. Look at that. Cashews, these are roasted, not raw, and they are just obliterated into a silky, smooth sauce. If you are someone who maybe you do have a dairy allergy, or maybe you just like to try alternatives, or you're looking maybe to change some health habits, making things like your own cashew cream or nut milks, like Tennille said, not something I ever would have done had I just had a Thermomix. But being a consultant, I have been pushed to try different things, learn different things. I've learned from so many people, and now I'm making things like this. You couldn't have told me 8 years ago that I would make cashew sauce. I wouldn't have believed you. But here I am doing it, and I'm loving it. All right, cashew sauce is done. Now I'm going to use my butterfly whisk. I told you I'd be using everything. Again, this one is a attachment that all the Thermomixes have. They might look different, but this is the TM7 one, and they all do virtually the same job. Now, with the other models of Thermomix, sometimes they were a little bit tricky, and we had things of, different sayings and ways to put them on. With the TM7, I find that the butterfly whisk just sits on there really well. The design and the engineering every time a new model comes out is a little bit better. The butterfly and the TM7 just sits on there beautifully and you're good to go. So next thing we do is put in our cooked sweet potato. This has cooled down slightly in our steaming basket and it's ready to go. I peeled mine tonight, but last time I made this with the skin still on and it was still awesome. It had slightly little chunky bits throughout the mash, but it was delicious. So depending on how you like to cook, you can leave the skin on. You could also swap this out for pumpkin or for normal potato. There's lots of different things you could do here. All right, so sweet potato is in. We add a little bit of milk, only a tablespoon. So basically a little dash of milk. Again, you could add cream. You could use a nut milk. You could put some of this cashew cream in. Lots of things you could do there. And we're going to give it a whip. So lid goes on. And about 20 seconds feed for. That's going to whip down. And we're going to take the butterfly whisk out. And it is ready to serve. So I'm going to dish up a portion because I'm getting fairly hungry. It's dinner time here. But I'm also going to show you guys what we have because there's lots of elements to this one. So, as I said, this is going to be a bit of meal prep for me. It's 6 serves, and this is going to be my lunches. If the kids don't get any, it will last me for the rest of the week. So there is my sweet potato mash. Again, silky smooth and beautiful. We're going to take this whisk out and we're going to divide the chicken and vegetables up between the serving plates, drizzle with sauce before serving. So you can see there a little picture of it. It looks delicious. With the TM7, see, I don't have a lot of bench space. Lots of people tell me their kitchen is too small. So I wouldn't be able to fit a Thermomix in my kitchen. I'm telling you now, I've got the world's smallest bench space and it's perfect. When I need a bit of room, I can just tilt it back, and the slide foot at the back means that I can slide it around my bench and I'm not going to damage the scales. With the previous models, you needed a glide board or you had to lift it. But with this one, it really is as simple as just a tilt and a slide it around. So with that over there, you guys can still see me. Awesome. Let's do a little dish up of this one. So I'm going to move back over this side. I like this side better. All right, here we are. So we go a bit of mashed sweet potato. I'm not the best plater upperer, you're going to see here, but let's have a go. A bit of mashed sweet potato. And here's all our vegetables and all of our chicken. Let me get something out for this. All right. If you are someone who likes meal prep, on a little side note, this is the magic spoon from, I think that's what it's called. Correct me if it's not right. Tennille loves this too. She'll tell me. The magic spoon from the mix shop. It is fabulous.
The incredible spoon.
Incredible spoon. I knew that one magic was wrong. I love it. All right. Incredible spoon. I jumped on the bandwagon here and I'm so glad I did. It has measurements on the inside so you can measure your teaspoon, your tablespoon. But it is just perfect. It can get around your bowl and do the scraping. And if you're doing any type of meal prep, it's just the perfect size to scoop out vegetables, scoop out chicken, do all of the stuff, your sauces. It's fabulous. So if you haven't already, get on the mix shop, put your consultant down, and get yourself a magic, incredible spoon. They are fabulous. While you're there, check out the mix shop. There is some awesome, awesome stuff. All right, chicken and veggies. Measure this with your heart. Remember, it does 6 portions. All right, veggies, chicken, and then our cashew cream. I'm not very good at plating up. I did tell you that, but that's okay. Chicken, veggies, cashew cream all over. And there you have. I think we can make our portions a bit bigger, but that gives you an idea. There's a meat and 3 veg for you, done in the Thermomix, all in one awesome appliance. And now when it is all done and dusted, I can put this on for a pre-clean. It's going to wash itself up. My Varoma can go in the dishwasher, and I'm off. And this is delicious. The smells coming off this cashew cream in particular is making my mouth water. I can't wait to eat it. But super versatile. It is absolutely awesome. You could do so many different substitutions here. Suit just about any allergen or preference that you wanted, but you get to use that entire Thermomix steaming basket, butterfly whisk, Varoma, the whole lot. So if you haven't been using a Varoma, please go and make this one. Find it on Cookie Dough and give it a go. While we're there, I know there was a couple of recommendations, but while Tennille's making this last dish, If you have got a favorite thing you like to make in the Varoma, please put it in the chat. I take so much inspiration off seeing what my customers and what other consultants are cooking. So this is an awesome little community here where you can use each other's ideas. So please pop them in there as we go through this next dish. What is your favorite thing to make in the Varoma? We can all share a few ideas while we go. But otherwise, let's jump back to Neil.
No, that looks awesome. Thank you.
No worries.
Go and enjoy it.
Yum. Thanks, Joe. I do particularly like that dish as well. And there's a couple of variations too. There's one where it does it with rice. So if you didn't want to do sweet potato, but you need rice, the same kind of dish is done as well in that laid style. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to start going back to that zucchini cheddar slice. So hopefully someone can share this for me in the chat. What I love about this one, again, is that it's also quite easy. So if I realise I've got nothing for lunch boxes, I could quickly whip this up after dinner or during dinner, and it cooks in no time as well. My other suggestion, I'm just skipping through the talking about the trays and stuff. So the first step is we are going to chop. We've got cheddar cheese, so 100 grams, and then we've got flat leaf parsley, fresh basil, and fresh baby spinach. So all of these things make a beautiful colour with this dish, which is also very appealing. But my biggest tip to you guys, if you're buying a Thermomix or have one, is try and start a veggie garden. You're going to save so much money by having your own fresh herbs. Now, I wouldn't make this dish if I didn't have these herbs in the garden, or at least I wouldn't go to the shops and buy these fresh, because when you're paying $4 a pop for a bunch of basil, which then you use half of it and then it goes brown, you're just not getting your money's worth out of it. So even the worst green thumb, like me, can grow stuff. My history is I've killed mint before, and mint is very hard to kill. It is a weed. So I've come a long way. The mint's not happy out there, but I've got very happy basil, parsley, rosemary, and a bit of sage. So even over winter, when I've very much neglected these herbs, they're still existing. And I would say if you haven't got any, just start with one. Go get parsley and put it in a pot and grow it. Just making your own veggie stock with the fresh herbs, you'll save money in bucket loads if you've got them in the garden. And there's nothing better than a freshly picked basil leaf. So anyway, I digress. So this is all those yummy herbs and baby spinach together. So I'm just going to pop these into the bowl, and it's going to chop all these up. So the cheese is going to help to weigh down this all these light, green leafy veggies and stuff to help chop it finely. So just going to pop it all in. All right, so we hit next, and it's just 7 seconds, speed 6. All right, so what I love, power of the Thermomix. Oh, it smells so good too. So if you have a look at that, look at like the amazing colour in there, but also just how finely chopped these. If you had to stand there with a knife, chop all this up to that fine texture by hand, you'd be there forever. Now, the dish asks to get this out. We're going to pop this into a bowl. Again, we've talked about a few different mix shop products before. Joe's talking about how I convinced her to get the incredible spoon. Well, I'm going to suggest the mixing bowls. I love these things. This is the medium-sized one. There's a large and a small in the set. And I love that this handle means you can just pick it up like that. Awesome. Love it. All right, moving on. We hit next. So the next part in a zucchini cheddar slice, of course, needs to be the zucchini. So popping that in. It's 350 grams. Now, this version of the recipe says serve 8. You can also scale it up to a 10 serving size as well, or you can scale it down to 6. I just went with 8 because I think that's how much I had with the ingredients. So we've got 7 seconds speed 4. So hit play on that.
Just while that's going through there for Tennille, I do have to say, if you are somebody who loves the mix shop and loves getting things from there, consider jumping on board as a consultant. I never ever thought that I would do this. And 7.5 years later, I'm still here. And I think I have one of everything, more than one of everything in the mix shop. We earn so many incentives, and every time something new comes out, we get a chance to get it first. And it is just the best thing ever. We're forever getting notices of, oh, you have another thing on its way. My poor postman must be sick of delivering parcels to me. We get things all the time. So if you are someone thinking, gosh, I love the mix shop, I love getting stuff off there, have a chat with your consultant. Say, what is actually involved? How do we jump on board? Because if you like getting free stuff, sign up. It is free to sign up. Join the team. It is the best thing that you'll ever do. You've got nothing to lose, but you have so many awesome incentives from the mix shop to earn.
Yep, couldn't have said it better, Joe. So back to that was the zucchini. So again, finely chopped. Now, this recipe does say to pop this in the bowl with the other stuff because the next step is actually a cooking step. But what I did just to speed it up for the class, I've already done it. So I'll tell you what it is. It was 150 grams of brown onion and 3 rashers of bacon. So that was chopped for all of 3 seconds. And then it was sauteed for 5 minutes at 120. So that's it there, but it's already cooled down. So then the next part of the step says, with that bacon and onion in the bowl already, which I'm going to put it back in, it was then to add everything back in, pretty sure. Oh, yeah, good. Just double checking that. So I've got our chopped onion and bacon. I've got my zucchini, and then we're adding 5 eggs. We're getting close to the end, which is why I love it because it's so easy. 5 eggs go in. We have rice flour. So I haven't pre-weighed this one. We've got 100 grams of rice flour. So I suppose if you wanted to increase the protein even more, you could even sub some rice flour and some almond meal. Anyway, just a suggestion. I don't necessarily stick to the recipe either. Half the time I find halfway through a recipe that I run out of something. All right, 100 grams of that. And then it's just a bit of sea salt, pinch of sea salt and pepper. Again, you could grab some of your stock paste if you wanted to add that instead. I'm just using standard sea salt, a bit of pepper. And then the last one is 100 grams of frozen peas. So again, I'm just using whatever is in the freezer. I've just got mixed veggies. So they're going in. I also haven't weighed this. What I love about the frozen peas part of this recipe is that it adds a really nice little pop in your mouth when you eat it and you get a pea. So I love that. We'll go next. Where are we? Oh, yeah, and then add that reserved grated cheese mixture. So popping this back in. So all of these yummy things, and generally any vegetable that's in these, you can substitute. Obviously, if you substitute the zucchini, it's not a zucchini slice anymore. But, if you wanted to add some carrot, you want to get rid of some stuff, no reason why you can't throw it in. And then we need some olive oil. One moment.
I have to say, Tin, my sorry to interrupt you, but my heart skipped a little beat when you pulled that rice flour out, and I thought, oh gosh, I forgot to make the rice flour. Where's my other bowl? I need to quickly mill some down because that's what I do every time I make this recipe.
Oh, so you make this one as well, Joe?
I love zucchini slice, and we have chooks. We always have eggs, so I think I've tried every different zucchini slice. But I love this one again, just for something a little bit different. Like yourself, I'm always mixing it up, but I always get up to this and go, oh no, I don't have rice flour. Second bowl comes in very handy to clack it on and mill some down.
Very much so. It must have been you then that I saw who made this, because I know someone made it and I went, ooh, I'm doing that. All right, so that was 80 grams of olive oil. And then we've got 6 seconds, but it's in the reverse speed this time. Speed 4. And all right. So that is it. Now it says pour the mixture into the prepared dish. I'm going to do something really weird. Don't recommend this at home. But just to show you the color, this is going into a wine glass. I know this sounds really random, but that's me tonight. All right. Check out the colors. Now, obviously, I'm not going to drink that, but look at that.
That looks
And when
so
you,
good.
yeah, when you cook it, it's just as bright and cheerful. So that's my favorite zucchini slice. I think the herbs in this just add that bit of extra flavor. If you need to go a bit more budget, you don't grow your own herbs, or you don't want to fork out $4 a pop. You could use like the little squeezy herbs from the fridge. Don't know if you've seen them.
You can freeze your herbs too. So if you ever happen to get
Yeah.
some off a neighbor or friend, or you get them when they're cheap, freeze them, and they, particularly in something like this where they're getting chopped up, they're awesome.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, you could substitute these squeezy ones or even dried herbs. It'll still have flavor. It's just not going to be as sensational as really fresh. So now that is just my plan is, yeah, I'm going to put them into these trays. It does say to cook them for 30 minutes or until set and golden brown. I find when they're in these trays, it's a bit quicker. I usually have a look at about the 20-minute mark. And if I just touch them and they feel firm, then they're done. What I'll do before I go back to anyone else is my Thermomix sensor on the top is saying that I've got 2 minutes to go on that cake. So I might even just quickly grab that and show you guys how awesome it looks. When I find my other glove. Okay. Oh, there we go. Ta-da! Like that's a huge cake.
That will feed a crowd.
I will feed a crowd. All right, I think with this recipe too, it says just to let it sit on the bench for 5-10 minutes to cool down before you try to invert it onto a tray. Because otherwise, yeah, there'll be a cake disaster for sure. All right. Thanks, team.
That is
That looks
awesome.
awesome. Woohoo.
Thanks, ladies. So we've just got Joe, did you have anything else you wanted to show, or will we jump to Kerry and Jen to show the other host rewards?
No, I think host rewards would be a great way to finish up.
Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to mention, if anyone does have any questions that you've not felt comfortable asking, I'm happy to stay on at the end if you'd like to know more about the TM7, maybe the host rewards, or even you might be curious to know a little bit more about what we do as consultants. I'm really happy to chat at the end, so just feel free to stay on. But for now, I might just spotlight Kerry and Jen, who've got, it's like show and tell tonight, isn't it? So let's add a spotlight actually, and Jenny. We may as well show you both at the same time because you've got the goods, haven't you? There you
I'm
go.
loving all these Varoma recipes in the chat. If you haven't checked them out, have a little scroll through. There are so many good recommendations. Go and save them in your cookie do and go and make some of them. There is some awesome ones in there.
Okay. Okay, cool. Excellent. Okay, so we've talked about a couple of the host rewards already, but as the one that we've mentioned that, you know, everyone loves, people just keep having more and more demos just to get that amazing thermo server. And yes, this month it is for free, whether there's a sale or not at your demo. We also have the Fira. Now that's the baking dish that Tennille was already using. Any of this Fira products, they are the easiest things to clean. When I first earned them, I'm like, I'm never going to use this. I've got my stuff. They're so heavy. I got rid of all my other stuff because these are amazing. So at the moment, this one, I'm looking at my thing. This is $60. Now, the usual price is about $149. So great. Then this one. Now, this is my favorite. So I don't know if you can see that. So that obviously the lid comes off. And you've got your rounded dish here. So it's only sort of small, but it's big. It's great. Now what I do love about this too is like if you've cooked the the Lala's creamy chicken, anything like that, you can actually, you pop these on the stove, you can fry off, you know, your chicken and things like that, and then it will go in the oven as well. So, but again, these are, I just can't believe how easy they are to clean. So that one is also $60, which now that one is usually $179 to buy. Now, Jen, you've got
And
the
then
other big one.
this is the other one. So, can you see? Go back a bit. This is the biggest one. So this is a big oval shaped one. So this is great for things like your lamb shanks, your whole chicken. You can do breads in there as well. We were actually going to make lemon delicious pudding tonight because, as my team knows, they came over the other night and I've got lots of lemons on my tree, and I found a lemon delicious pudding which is going to use some of that lemon juice. But luckily I didn't, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to show you. Now the other thing, I think the only thing we haven't shown, oh no, Kev's got the cutter, but I've got the baking mat as well. So this is new. Whoops, it's upside down. This is the one that used to be green, the silicone mat. I'm a bit too close, aren't I? Sorry, you can't really see it. It's quite big. It's thinner, so it's actually quite lovely because it's not quite as thick. So it wraps around your dough quite beautifully. It rolls up well. I saw a nice little tip the other night of someone drying it off by rolling it in their towel and drying it. So that one I think is free.
That's free. Yeah, that's free.
So if you've already hosted a demo this month or come onto a class and used it to host and get your thermoserver, that you can still get this time or another time if you host a demo, get your bread mat.
And
or the cutter. Kerry's going to show you.
And last but not least, my favorite, one of my other favorites, there's so many favorites, is your Cutter Plus. Now you've got, this is for your TM7, and there's also the availability of getting the other Cutter Plus, which is for you, that fits a TM5, TM6. So if you haven't seen one of these, so these are an attachment that fits inside your bowl. So think grating, slicing, spiralizing. I hardly ever made potato bake before. Actually, I never. I think I made it a couple of times ever because I just didn't want to, stand there and slice everything. With this, I can literally do about 500 grams thickly sliced for a potato bake in 15 seconds. So you've got your blade, one side it will grate, one side it will slice. So, grating carrots, grating cheese. If you've got a Thermomix, grating your cheese in here is amazing because we know that the grated cheese in the store has got all those anti-caking agents. So it's fantastic. And it also comes with the other attachment, which is your spiralizer. So that fits into that. So think, your zoodles, your zucchini zoodles, and like your ribbons, and chips on sticks and things like that. So that you can get for $60. Now, normally that is $2.95 to a retail buy. So yeah, some great items this month, and whether there's a sale or not.
Yeah, because Jewel, you could also mention for anyone who's on that maybe doesn't have a TM7 yet and is thinking about purchasing one, they can add that to their purchase.
Yes, that's right. You can add this to your purchase for only $60. Or you can add the other attachment, which I haven't got here, but it's the peeler. It will sit inside your Thermomix and it can fit the TM5, TM6, TM7, and that will be $1. So what you could do is you can even add that $1 attachment to your purchase, then host a demo and get this for $60. So you're sort of getting two attachments really that are really great to be able to use with your TM7.
Amazing.
The other thing too is that the cutter is available for the TM6 as a host reward as well. So any of those TM6 owners out there that don't have a cutter, they can host their demo. They'll see the TM7 demonstrated, but we can show you how to use the cutter and they can earn the TM6 cutter.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thanks, ladies. So we might just take it back and see if anyone has any questions. And I guess the other thing I'd like to add is just you've probably heard a little bit of you hear us talking about demos and host rewards. really the biggest thing that you'll gain from a demo is more knowledge, more inspiration, ideas, and help you get more out of your Thermomix, which is really what we want as consultants. We really want everyone to love their Thermomix the way that we do. So the host rewards are an added bonus, but the real prize is having your consultant there with you, helping you get more out of your Thermomix. Would anyone else like to add anything or any questions?
I just wanted to say too, if you do have a demo, whether it's, a Zoom demo with your consultant or in person, you don't have to worry about inviting like 10, 15 people. It's nice just to have yourself and a few extras. It just makes it a bit more personalized.
Yeah, and we really want you to get something out of it. So let us know what you need. If you've been having trouble with bread, we'll do bread. Like if you haven't used your Varoma, we'll use the Varoma. So this is what they're about. Yeah, awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. I hope this has been helpful. I've missed probably everything going on in the chat, but hopefully you're walking away with some ideas. Something. What will you try in your Varoma? What have you seen in there that looks great? Yeah, there's lots of things here. I don't know if the creamy chicken cauliflower soup was shared, but that is a great one. If you haven't tried that, please add it to your list. There's the what's the ginger steamed salmon in ginger sauce with cashews. That is amazing.
Cashews, I forgot about that. That is amazing.
Wow. So many amazing recipes. Check with your consultant too. They'll have their favorites that they can share with you. Yeah, thanks everybody. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. Happy cooking. And yeah, I'm happy to stay on if you do have questions. So yeah. But otherwise, good night.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Jo, that looks so good. And
Doesn't
Tim, amazing. I've never made either, and well, I've made the cake, but not the other two. That looks so good.
It looks like a really good zucchini slice, actually. I'm making that one next.
I know, me too. I've never made that.
I just was
I
thinking,
love it.
I've got all the ingredients to make that now.
Who has the
Me too.
recording stop button?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay, sorry.
I
Before we
can
get too
pause.
carried away.